see your own home around her, and I think that you don't feel so lost.
No, not that's true.
You'll see a lot of your belongings around her as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think she says that. She said, in fact, the other night on the phone that, Mummy, she said, I was telling David, that's her boss, that I think perhaps I've settled so well because I've got so much of home here.
Well, that's it.
She stripped my place of everything superfluous, didn't she, Anne? And with my consent, of course. But
Where's she gone, Marion?
she's gone to Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yes, and she's working with I was going to say a subsidiary, really her firm that she worked with before was a subsidiary of the one that she's working for now. I think I'm right in saying that. And it's a bigger office and they're all young people.
Yeah.
And so I think...
Marion, I felt... Sorry, I'm not interrupting, really. I was just going to say I felt awful dropping you off the other night.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was so desperate for time, I couldn't come in.
But the very fact that you dropped me at the door was nice.
I know, but I didn't like... You noticed I waited until you'd gone in.
Yes,
I didn't like the thought of you opening the door and going into a dark house.
In fact, that's one of the worst things about it, going home, you know, when there's nobody there.
I mean, we've all been through that, haven't we, for some reason or another.
Unfortunately, see, Marion had everybody about her for so long, didn't she? She said that
Yes, 'cause
Pauline
lived
moved
round
away
the
with the
door.
babies and her husband, and Lorna's staying at home so long. It is a shock, but I'm pleased you're young. Well, you are. It could have happened to you at 78, 80, and you just left when you really can't get out and about. Now, that's such a tragedy, you know.
No, I've got to adjust. I think it's... it would be selfish to Lorna to think, you know, to let her think even that I wasn't adjusting. But the Pauline's very good. You know, she said, Mummy, I want you to feel that my home is your home. Don't feel miserable. If you're lonely and unhappy, come and see me.
Yeah, but you see, let me tell you, you're like me. You want your cake and eat it too. You want to be in your own home with somebody in there with you.
That's right.
Don't
I'm
you?
going to take a student.
Good. Why not?
Yes.
Good. What a good idea.
Make sure he's a late-aged one. One that we can all enjoy. Very.
Just when the conversation is getting
just when it's getting boyish, I'm off.
It'll make you eat properly all the time.
Oh, that's the awful thing.
I know. Oh, Mim, there you are, look, I brought it.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
That Joy made that for her little girl. Well, she's not a little girl, she's about 13.
Do you mean she made the jumper as well?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
I think I could do that.
I saw it when it was half done, and then I said, can I borrow it when it's finished? And, of course, Helen now wants trousers to go with it in the same material, won't she? Marvellous.
Yes.
But this was an actual pattern. The T-shirt and the parrots were an actual pattern. You get
But you buy it complete?
Yes, you get the transfer
like a kit
for the but it's a paper pattern. You get the transfer as well, and other designs. And she...
Thanks, love.
She used just polyester cotton for the bits, colours, and then puts my sticky on the back and stuck them on, and then she machined round.
It's beautifully done, isn't it?
But you see, she's not. When I was telling Maggie about it, she said, oh, I'd love to have a go. But Joy says she's not artistic. She had to copy the transfer.
I was going to say, what happens if you're not artistic?
Well, in this case, it doesn't matter. It's in the pattern. But Maggie, what have you done?
I've done a blondie.
Oh, I see.
And that's lovely, isn't it?
It's for a friend's son who's a mad keen blondie fan.
Who's blondie?
Yeah.
Who's blondie?
Who's
Don't
blondie?
you know?
Blondie is a national institution, my
Blondie?
dear.
She's
No, she's a girl. But she's Debbie Harry, but
yeah.
the group that she sings was called Blondie.
Oh.
You see?
I bet you've heard her
That's
hundreds and
Blondie.
hundreds of
You must have
times.
done.
Yeah.
It looks complicated
A minute, I'm
because
gonna
of
come
face,
round.
but it's not.
Yes.
You come and have a look.
Yes, you see, I couldn't
It's
have
not
done.
really. No, I found a photograph of Debbie Harry in a pop magazine, and I simply cut out the features
What a good idea.
like that, and then cut the mouth out in red and the eyes out in white.
And that's the eyes and the mouth are the important...
The placing of them, yeah.
The placing of them, the shaping is
the
what
most
gives the
difficult.
likeness,
That
isn't
is a
it?
marvellous idea, because even I could do that, couldn't I? Get a photograph. You could get a photograph of anybody.
Yeah.
You put your boyfriend on there or
Yeah.
something, and then when he's got, rip it's only stuck on.
Can you rip it off though?
Yes. An identikit one. But the features of the eyes and the eyelashes, I've put them on as felt tip.
And that doesn't come off?
It doesn't come off John's school shirts.
Oh.
No, it doesn't.
This stuff, you see, that Maggie
lovely.
used is this craft felt.
Can you
it's
wash
a new
it?
stuff. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
It's synthetic. You buy it in packets. And you get pieces of different colours in different packets.
So you stick it on completely onto the material. It's washable. And you can leave bits not stuck, so
That's
it's
a great
three-dimensional
idea.
there,
Lovely
you see, like
idea.
that.
Yeah.
But the actual stuff you use is the felt that Anne gave me is a special kind of felt. It's based on the interlining you can buy, the white interlining, isn't it?
It's just synthetic
Same
fibres,
thing,
a
yeah.
mixture of synthetic fibres.
Only it's a
Non-woven.
coloured one. And then you buy a paper which is coated with a special kind of glue on one side. So you put the felt down on a square. You wouldn't, cut out the pieces first. Put it down as a square of felt. Put the paper on top. Iron it on.
With a damp cloth.
Yeah. And
Otherwise it doesn't stick.
I always
That's
forget
why
the damn
that's
tip.
a good tip.
That is a good tip. And then peel away the paper, you see, like that.
Oh, and then it's automatically
And you're left
sticky.
with that on. Then you put it down and iron that on with a damp cloth.
I say, Maggie, I bet the very first time he wears it, somebody draws a moustache and some
They
glasses
had
on.
better.
Oh,
They
how
had
horrid.
better not.
I shall have a go at that.
But wouldn't it be
Yes.
a lovely idea for even kids' sports teams?
Yes.
Say you want to put a name on like that, you can just cut them out.
You can put club names on
names,
tracksuits and,
yeah.
and
Well,
all
Sean
sorts of
goes to all
things.
these pop concerts, so, I mean, he's into this sort of heavy metal stuff
course,
with
yeah.
Motorhead and
Who's that?
Sean.
Is he?
So they have sort of emblems, but you could
Yeah.
sort of trace it, couldn't you? And then
You could do.
put it
Oh,
on.
you know what that reminds me of? You know these done-up cars that have
Yes,
pictures painted
that's
on them?
custom,
It reminds me a bit of that.
Custom.
It's a customised
Yeah.
sweatshirt. That's all.
And it's just an ordinary sweater, an ordinary
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
See, this stuff is slightly stretchy
Yes.
as well, which helps.
Yes. But even so, even with using this felt, you could still stitch it in addition if you wanted to.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You see, Joy had to because she was using a fraying material. I mean, I think the
Beautifully
zigzagging...
done, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It lends a bit of
Yeah, I think the
character to it
stitching's
as well.
nice on the birds, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'd like to see it on the sort of pop
No.
On the
stuff.
face.
I
No.
wanted this to look like a card.
You know what happened to you? What? Your hands would drop off. You've been wiping them for about 3 minutes.
Sorry about that. No, I'll tell you, actually, I'm putting out this little piece of raw turkey. I am reminded that the other day I was playing around with Cherry here. We were boning out breast of lamb. And I was washing my hands, first of all, you know, but I then, having boned out the raw breast of lamb, I then went on to show her how to deal with it once it had been cooked, cooled and pressed, you see. And I should have said to her, really, ideally, one would wash one's hands between handling the raw
Yeah, I
item
agree with you.
and the cooked one.
Yeah.
Because it's possible to pass on,
Yes.
you know, anything from the raw meat.
I agree with you there, but how many cooks, not you, but how many cooks have a cooking board like that? And they'll do something, put that all away, wash their hands, then come back and work on the
Oh,
same
yes.
board. It's just as
Oh,
bad.
yeah, or just wipe it with a damp cloth and hope that it's
No,
all right.
You've got to be really careful.
You have to scrub it, that's
Yeah.
right. Anyway, I thought it'd be rather fun to do something different for Easter. Only Deborah and I didn't want to buy a whole turkey. But I'm buying turkey because it is so inexpensive.
It is now, isn't it,
Oh,
Mary?
it is so cheap. It's practically a giveaway at the moment. So I thought, well, 2 small breasts. Now, you can buy fillets, which are about that size, but I just happen to have these 2 small breasts, which are ideal. 1 each as a portion. I thought I'd do something a little bit different with it. So just take the skin off it first, which I have done, as you can see, stripped off the skin, and then make a deep pocket through the middle of it, not to put a stuffing in, as you might imagine, but simply to season top and bottom. What are you doing at Easter? Are you going away or doing what?
Well, Mary, you know what a funny old soul I am. I get out of bed one day and the next day I can't. I have to wait till the day before.
Oh, that must be rather tedious.
Well,
I mean, what about Rog?
It is. Well, he just has to put up with it. I mean, he was supposed to have gone away and I haven't been able to go. I just can't face it, so I best to potter on.
You're not feeling any better at the moment?
I'm all right, but, you know, I just can't take any more pressures, and that would be pressure for me to have
Yes.
to sit up straight and eat in a hotel or something. You
Days when you're all right and days when you're not so good. Having done that, and then squeeze the lemon juice, both inside and out, you've now got it nicely seasoned. Then take a small or large, depending on how many you're going to do, and grease it well.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to put any extra fat with
No.
this, and you've got a very, very lean piece of meat without any fat. So you grease your dish really well, and then fit that in. And then I made some choux pastry. Now, I'm not going to show you how to make that because you know I've shown you before. Haven't I?
Yes,
Many times.
yes.
Have you done it yet?
Yes, but I don't know, mine goes all over the place, Mary. I tried profiterole rolls, they ended up like profiterole
Not like
Wotsits.
Mim's. Mim told me she made some shoe pastry and they were like, she said they were supposed to be shoe buns and they looked like pancakes.
Well, it was too wet, wasn't it? That's elementary.
I don't think it was too wet. No,
Oh,
I
the
think I
flour
got it
was
wrong in the
stale.
beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made up some shoe pastry and then as soon as it was cold, I seasoned it well with salt and pepper and then stirred into it a very, very tiny dice of Gruyere cheese. You could put cheddar, if you like.
You didn't melt the cheese
I
into
didn't
the
melt
heat?
it, no. So you'll see the little tiny lumps. And now I'm going to pipe that over the top of this. So come right round. Like so. Can you see the little tiny lumps of cheese in it? You can, can't you? It's just something a little bit different. Make it a bit more festive, you see.
You don't have to go all the way down, do you? I mean, would you? You are going to?
Yes, rather.
I was just thinking of old Rog because of all this blooming cholesterol. Turkey's fine.
Well, I tell you what, then, if you wanted to do something like this for Rog, why not just put a crisscross?
Yeah, I'd do that, I think.
You see,
I'd
why
probably
not
put
do
a
that?
wide bit on and leave it.
Or a little, like a little trellis.
Yeah.
That would be fine. Right, and brush the top with beaten egg to give it a nice glaze, and have your oven hot for the first 15 minutes or so, about 425, which is 220. Have you got gas? I forget what you've got.
I've got
gas.
gas oven.
Gas oven, yes, well, number 7.
2 rings hot and 2 rings gas.
Number 7. Right, and put that in, cook it at the high temperature for about 15 minutes until it's risen.
Till
15
they
to 20
pop up,
minutes
yeah.
until it's risen, that's
Yeah.
right. Then turn it down to about 375, which
Yeah,
would be
okay.
5 on your gas, okay?
And that's just over half an hour.
And
for
that'll
that breast.
take, yes, it'll take a good half hour, possibly a little bit more.
Ooh.
Now, there we are.
Oh,
That's
look,
when
you
I
can see
cooked
the
it.
cheese
You can
a bit.
see the little pieces of cheese now
Isn't
in
that
it,
good,
can't you?
Mary?
You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
And for the sauce, we haven't finished yet. I've got a white wine sauce. This is a very nice white wine sauce in which I reduced the wine with all the spices and then made a roux and added some cream to it. So we've got a really rich sauce, and then those are the little rosada grapes, which I think are rather nice because
Yes.
the colour's good, isn't
Cut in
it?
half and pips
That's
out.
right, that's right. Handle of that's hot. Bring that over there. And then we're just going to have some of the sauce around the side.
That's lovely,
Like
because you
so.
can use this to table this
Oh,
dish,
absolutely,
can't you? That's
absolutely.
great. That looks lovely, Mary, doesn't it?
I want you to taste
How
that sauce and tell
exciting.
me what you think. But don't put your dabs in it, please. I'll give you a little spoon to taste it. How do you think?
Looks great.
You've got the sauce come out of
Yeah.
that's come out of the thing just
Just
around
pushing
the
up.
edge.
Yeah, that
That's
looks
right,
really
yes.
good, Mary.
Do like
That would be lovely with broccoli, wouldn't it?
Yes.
An example of commemorative ware, or a few examples of commemorative ware,
They're so pretty, aren't
made for royal occasions, you know. And I've never really thought very much about them before, but when I saw Muriel's collection, my friend Muriel, who lives at Chichester, I thought, my goodness me, well, what have I been doing all these years? She's got lots. This one is very unusual. Don't you think it's pretty? It was made for the wedding of Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong-Jones, and it's actually got it underneath there. Can you read it? I don't know what the date is. 1960. It's long since, so long since, really, 21 years. But the colouring is so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, I can never find pretty things like this. I always find those sort of horrible, hideous mugs that everybody else gets.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me that everybody gets those and uses them, you see, and then they become rare, valuable, because they're rare, they get broken.
Oh.
This one is a lovely little thing, listen. Pretty little bell. And that was for Princess Anne and Mark Phillips's wedding. I didn't see anything as nice as this. I was looking at, and there's Anne and A and M.
It's very appropriate to have a horseshoe in the back.
Oh, it
You
is a
don't know whether
horseshoe.
that's to wish them good luck or because they're very horsey.
Exactly.
Well, it's either, isn't
It's
it?
nicely designed, that, because it's got a wedding ring as a handle as well, you see.
Oh, you're too brilliant. I hadn't even noticed.
But these are so nice. Who was it? What occasion was it where children, school children, were all given
For the
a coronation mug?
For the coronation.
Which coronation would
The
that?
Queen. And I was given one, but I mean, we were all given a cup, saucer and plate.
So you know, you don't feel they're valuable, but these are, aren't they?
Yes, because you have to go and buy them. This one, Muriel says, is very rare because this was made for the wedding of King George and Queen Mary, but it says George and May.
Show me.
It's 1893. Have I got that right?
Yeah, 1893.
Let's have a look at the May.
Let me see.
Well, they're married
Let me see.
so long since.
Hold it. I can't.
You see?
Oh, yeah.
But what's her name, May or Mary?
Yes, she was Countess May of...
Of Tech.
That's right.
Why did she go to Mary?
Well, you know, because they often change their names, don't they?
When they're
Once
crowned.
they take over a position, yeah.
And the interesting thing about that couple, of course, was that she was in fact engaged to the Duke of Clarence, the older brother, and when he died, the poor dear had to transfer her affections. But look, that's pretty on the other side,
It is, isn't it?
That's
nice.
It's lovely. Mira says that's a very rare one because you don't often see, you know, George and May. And this is a nice one too. And this is, do you know that china that they used to sell in all the they still do, sell it in all the seaside places with, you know, a present from Weymouth or a, you know, those people that started that.
Yes.
Well, this one is in fact a silver wedding one for the Prince and Princess of Wales, 1888.
Gracious.
And
That's a
apparently
lovely one too.
anything before 1901 is considered to be very, you know, rare and collectible.
We will all rush out, won't we? and start
Sylvia, would you
rummaging.
put that turkey in the bottom oven to keep warm? We'll have it later on. I'm not going to use the proverbial word when anyone is asking you to put anything in the oven. They say, pop it in the oven. And I see demonstrators doing it, so everybody pop it in the oven. And do I find that really very, very aggravating?
It's mostly the young ones that say it, though, Mary.
No, I've heard
have
older
you?
people say it too,
Have you?
yes, yes. And it doesn't mean anything, does it?
No, just probably none. It's something I don't say anyway. I mean, I don't sort of phrase things
No,
like
but
that.
it's very
Oh,
common
yes.
parlance. Pop
Yeah.
it in the oven.
Yes.
But there's a new one now. I don't know whether or not you've heard the weather people saying morning time and evening time.
I don't know that I have.
I mean, noontime has always been in existence, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, but not
Yeah.
morning time or evening time.
No.
This is something quite new.
Yes. I suppose I do notice it, but I don't pick things up, Mary, like that. I just don't.
Things like that obviously don't irritate you.
I probably don't even take any notice. I just carry on in my own sort of way, and I never pick up. I mean, I get annoyed with my sister-in-law, who, you know, she's older than me, and she keeps on saying sorry. When I talk to her, she says sorry, and I think, oh crumbs, you know, I just don't like it.
No, Mum, not thinking
Well, you
that.
wanted to say what? I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon? Or what did you say? I mean, she could say A if she wanted
I think
to.
the only two words that irritate me, but I always use them and I don't use the correct ones, is lavatory, which I can't stand, and I always
Why?
say loo. I don't know, I think it sounds dirty, lavatory. It's a horrible word. And knickers, can't stand that word either.
But those are words.
WC.
Maybe it's because they were words in your childhood which were told, shh, don't say that.
Yeah, because
And I mean,
obviously...
Yeah,
you
nowadays
always
you say pants or whatever and
I
loo.
think they're much nicer. But
I'd rather have lavatory than loo, though, because that's pretentious.
I like
No, I
the
don't
old,
like that.
the old, very old saying, and my grandmother used to say, I'm going to the WC, and it used to mean water closet.
Yeah.
That's what WC is, finish. You know.
But I quite like new words. I don't find them aggravating or annoying, or even Americanisms. I don't like the kind of phrases like ongoing situation or the escalation of so-and-so or defoliation.
Oh,
Or hospitalisation or all these.
Defoliation.
got one
Quite
too
recently
many.
with somebody that was doing
No,
something
But
on
that isn't a
gardening.
new word.
No, they're used out of context and they're overused as well. They're oversubscribed.
There's so many. I mean, there are so many
Oh, yeah.
phrases which are used
but some of
totally
them are
out of
lovely.
concept as well. I
Some
mean, the
are
other day
nice.
listening to a disc jockey,
That's right.
and every second record that he played afterwards, he would say, "What a sensational sound that is." And I thought, if that mindless caterwauling is sensational, what's happened
but
in
it
the world?
is today, Mary. You know,
Oh,
the
no, I
modern
can't.
music, that's the in thing, isn't it?
But you must have the modern...
They
I'm
are.
sorry. Use of the word.
But I mean, if you just say that, you're saying that English mustn't then mustn't grow or mustn't evolve, and surely it'd be a dead language if it
I
didn't.
don't think we're talking about it growing. I think it must grow, but I think it must be enhanced and not denigrated.
But I mean, that's a personal thing, surely, because I mean, if Shakespeare were to hear us,
I shouldn't understand
He wouldn't understand us, and we wouldn't understand him. And he would think that our language was,
But we do understand
totally
him.
Mongol, you know, really a Mongol language.
Well, yes, if you read it, it's the best English there is.
Well, there's some of it is a way above me.
You've
You know,
got to
absolutely.
think about it.
Oh, but
really,
you're
haven't
Irish.
you? It's changed so
Yeah, but
much.
even so...
You're very Morris Harbour.
The thing that annoys me...
I don't care. I shall
All
remain,
of you.
I shall remain cool and laid back and way out man.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All laid back and way out, man.
Can I tell you,
Don't
the
fret.
thing that annoys me is when you hear people
You mean
say...
you get uptight when somebody says...
No, it annoys me
Oh, sorry.
when they say so-and-so has gone missing or went missing
Yeah,
last night.
that's grammar. That's a
Yes, I know, but
But it's
it's from people who should know better. Sorry, Anne.
Well, no, I'm interrupting. It's part of its laziness, isn't
Yes.
it?
Do you think?
And abbreviation. Yes, of course it is, because they can't be bothered to say the whole phrase to
But
describe what they're trying to
but
say.
if somebody is missing, it's surely easier to say that than when
They are
But
missing.
why are you against the language evolving?